I think it's fair to say that this was the New York Knicks' worst loss of the season, 103 to 94 at home against the Orlando Magic. By the way, the Magic played yesterday, so they were on a back-to-back and had more energy, more tenacity than the Knicks. Yeah, sure, we were without Deuce McBride, our best bench piece, and Karl Anthony Towns. This season has been our best player. I still think Jalen Brunson's the guy, he's the captain, but Cat's been our best player. But the Magic, they're without Franz Wagner. They're without Paolo Banchero, and that's just that I know of. I mean, they're starting Goga, Tristan Da Silva, Caleb Houston. You know, they put Wendell Carter Jr. and Jonathan Isaac balled out. I mean, this was just a bad loss for the Knicks. Effort was definitely a question mark tonight. 3 point shooting, 4 of 22. The Knicks were 3 of 21 before 9 seconds left, hitting a three. I mean, it was just bad, guys. Only a 94 points. The third quarter, the Knicks scored 17 points. The Knicks, the last game against the Bulls in the third quarter, also had 17 points. This team is very tired. The starters have been asked to do a lot. Mikal Bridges played 42 minutes. Jalen Brunson ended up fouling out. He played 36 minutes, was 8 of 21. His shot was off. Josh Hart played 42 minutes, OG 35. Jericho Sims got the start with no cat and played 29 minutes and had 10 boards, 4 points. Solid game for Sims, but I think the biggest thing for the Knicks is that they're just relying too much upon their starters. Precious Achiuwa, Cameron Payne, and Landry Shamet were the only three guys to check in off the bench. I mean, how are you without Miles McBride and Karl Anthony Towns and you're only playing an eight-man rotation? This is why I have that, to this point, I'll call it infamous, short of me saying to fire Tibbs. That was Brunson's first year. Of course, that was Hartenstein's first year. I said fire Tibbs, and the Knicks, well, of course, they went to the second round of the playoffs, and then last season they won 50 games, went to a game seven of the semis, and it started to go viral. And a lot of Knicks fans were telling me to apologize, to take this down. And I know it's just three losses. I mean, I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but this is exactly why I made that short, and this is exactly why I'm skeptical of head coach Tom Thibodeau. I mean, absolutely, the Knicks should not fire him because who are they going to bring in? There's not just going to be a better candidate out there than Coach Tom Thibodeau, at least right now. I mean, I don't even think it would be remotely close. But will the Knicks win a championship with Tibbs? Because he does not like to expand his rotation. And I'll never understand why, because the Knicks, if they are just healthy, I think last season they win the championship. I personally would have loved the matchup against Boston. I think Randall and Brunson would have been good enough to just go out there, and you got Devo and you got Hart and Hartenstein. Mitchell Robinson was injured. OG, they were just too in. But if we were fully healthy, then that's my point. Is would have had Mitch, OG. I think the Knicks would have won that. But the Knicks right now, Cat, he ends up playing 40 minutes in back-to-back games, injures his knee. Cat even went on record to the media, said he was tired, he was exhausted, but he was like, I just kept pushing through it. I mean, guys, it's currently January 6th when I'm recording this, and Cat is saying he was exhausted. I mean, the playoffs start in April. We're multiple months away before the playoffs even are underway, and you've got Cat saying he's tired, and if Cat's tired, I'm sure that other Knicks are tired as well. And I get they're making a lot of money, they're in great shape. I mean, they're expected to do this, but you got to be a little bit realistic here. Cat is being asked to do a lot. So is Brunson, Hart. Everyone in the starting five is asked to do a lot because they've got to score 100 or more points just to give this team a chance to win a basketball game. And I wasn't too concerned with the Bulls one because okay, you outplayed the Thunder for 3 quarters on the road against a team that had won 13 games in a row. You fell apart in the fourth, whatever, and then back to back against the Bulls after giving it 110% the night before, you lose that. I mean, I really wasn't concerned, but then again, you get a day's rest. You're against the Magic, who are on a back to back. You're at home, and you only scored 94 points. And the Magic, they've got, I think, the third best defense. It might even be the second best defense in basketball. So it's not like I expected the Knicks to drop 130 or anything like that. But it's not just missing shots. It's also just, again, not giving effort. And that's been something that we've seen from the Knicks the past couple of games during this 3 game losing streak is they're just not playing with a lot of effort. They're not playing with a lot of intensity. And the reason for that is just fatigue because, again, they're starting five. I mean, like Jericho Sims played 29 minutes, but that's because there's no Cat. The Cat would have played 36 to 38 minutes, and he's doing that every single night. And Cat, of course, he's defending and he's shooting and he's scoring and he's grabbing 14 rebounds a game. And then Brunson's running the offense. He's also asked to score. And then Mikhail and OG defensively, what they're asked to do, just switching and going after the best guys. And then they've also got to score. They've got to give the Knicks 15 to 20 points, because if they don't, the bench, I mean, it's not going to be able to win the Knicks that game. And there is obviously an argument to make about the Knicks bench and is it actually bad? I don't think the Knicks bench is bad. It just doesn't play. Like Landry Shamet did get 21 minutes tonight, which is great. He normally doesn't. He normally gets like 8 minutes. Cameron Payne played 12 minutes. Precious played 22 minutes. But we're looking at the starting five each playing 37 to 44 minutes a game, and it's just going to add up. Come playoff time, starters are going to be well rested that the Knicks are facing because they're going 10 to 12 guys into the rotation, but the Knicks aren't. The Knicks play the regular season like it's the playoffs, and this is why Tibbs has a lot of haters, because he did it with Jimmy Butler, he did it with Derrick Rose, even did it with Cat when he had him in Minnesota. He's overworking the starters, and come playoff time, it's just not going to be sustainable for these guys to compete with the amount of energy that's needed to be able to win. So I think the only thing that's left for the Knicks to do is to look at Bacome Diadier and Tyler Kolek and Ariel Laporte and say, hey, look, I know you guys are rookies. It's a lot to ask for you, especially you second round picks, to step in and play in the rotation of a team that's championship or bust. But it's to the point where we've got to have you guys out there. And there's going to be growing pains. I mean, there's going to be times where that unit just doesn't look good. But, I mean, I'd rather have that than I'd rather have the Knicks be the 5th, 6th seed than, okay, you're the 3 seed, 2 seed even, but the starting 5 is just absolutely exhausted. So hopefully the next game we can see more of these younger guys, because to this point, I think that's all the Knicks can do. Mikhail played 42 minutes. Okay, what if he played 35, 36? OG Anunoby played 35 minutes. I'm fine with that. Jericho Sims, 29 minutes. I'm fine with that. Brunson, 36 minutes. I think 35, 36 is the sweet spot, but 42 just doesn't make sense. Like Hart, 42 minutes. Bridges, 42 minutes. And that, to me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. I think the most amount of minutes that Nick should be playing is 38, if I'm being honest. If you're going up against the OKC Thunder on the road and you want to send everyone out there for 40 minutes, I think that's a different story. That's a game that you just want to get to make a statement. But if you're playing the Chicago Bulls off of a back-to-back and you've got your starting 5 all playing 38 to 44 minutes, I mean, that's just kind of crazy, man. It's ludicrous, I mean, to me. But at the same time, these guys are making a lot of money. They're expected to perform. They're expected to play. And if that's what they want to do, then they can continue to do it. But I'm just looking at, as a viewer of the Knicks every single night and talking Knicks every single day with you guys here on Knicks Daily. And I mean, if this keeps up, I think the Knicks are going to be in trouble. I think we're going to see a repeat of last season, to where the Knicks, they might not have injuries, but they're going to be too tired. They're going to go 7, and sure, they might have a home game in that game 7, but when is enough going to be enough? So I think the Knicks need to cut back the starters' minutes, or they need to package Mitchell Robinson and one more piece for a bench guy. Because if the Knicks, let's say the Knicks had someone coming off of their bench like an Emmanuel Quickly, or not a guard, we don't need guard, but let's say we had a wing, an elite wing off of the bench, he would take a lot of the pressure off. But the Knicks don't have that too. I feel like for Tibbs to play a guy off the bench, he's going to have to love and be a veteran. But I think Harrison Barnes would make a lot of sense. But the Knicks, they're going to have to trade Mitch to even financially make that work. And I don't think they would do that. But yeah, I'm out, guys. Peace.